How to socialize a shy kitten. Taylor is quite fearful, so at first I sat outside of the bench with the blanket covering him and just started talking to him, letting him know I was there. I eventually slowly lifted the blanket, allowed him to see me, and gave him some slow blinks before I tried to introduce a toy. When I introduced the feather toy, he immediately hissed and spit at me, so I think this toy is probably not the one to use. It's always okay to switch toys and find the one that you feel is gonna work the best. Since his brother Tobias is right next to him, I'm going to use him as an example and show Taylor what appropriate play looks like, and then eventually introduce the toy again to Taylor and see how he reacts. You can see he starts tracking the toy with his eyes, and then he eventually bites the toy, which is great. I give him positive reinforcement that he's playing appropriately. We are so fortunate to have Tobias as an example. It's showing Taylor that humans are safe. Tobias is feeling super comfortable and calm, and in turn, Taylor's going to feed off of that energy. We are also super calm and positive and constantly verbally reinforcing that he's playing appropriately. He's not hissing, he's not spitting, he's just being a regular kitten. Now, if Taylor were to hiss or spit at us, we don't want to yell at him or use any sort of negative reinforcement. He's just verbalizing that he's unhappy and that he wants us to back away. And we actually want him to be able to do that and to feel comfortable to let us know that he's had enough. But right now, he's doing such a great job. He's playing with the string appropriately. He's comfortable. I'm engaging both Tobias and Taylor and positively reinforcing both of them. You might want to try and introduce another toy and see if he likes it, which he does. So now Tobias has his own toy and Taylor has his own toy as well. These sessions should last about 10 to 20 minutes depending on how the kitten is doing. We don't want to overwhelm them, and we always want to leave on a positive note. Another reinforcer that I'm using is baby food on a paper plate. And when I presented the baby food to Taylor, I used the toy to move it closer to him so my hands were not in his face and he wouldn't feel super threatened. And you can see that he does not feel comfortable eating in front of me just yet. So I lower the blanket so he can't see me, but my camera can see him, and you see he immediately starts eating. And that's what we want. I'm still there, so it's still an effective socialization. Another great way to socialize a shy kitten is when they're in the cat tree. So they are physically above you and you are physically below them. And that's naturally going to give them a little bit more confidence. They're above you, they can see you better, they can see your surroundings. Yet he's still covered partially from the blanket, so he still feels pretty secure, and I can engage the toy with him and he can play appropriately. We actually ended the session this way, where he was playing appropriately. I praised him verbally, and then I went ahead and covered him completely so he could take a nap after playing so well and being such a brave kitten. So again, we are not reaching out to pet him just yet. You really need to build the relationship and trust first.